Okay, hello once again. What I'm going to do today is what I call my muffin loaf. It's a cranberry muffin loaf. I use the same recipe that I use for muffins, cooking muffins in a muffin tray, but of course you cannot fit a muffin tray into the convection oven, so I use a loaf tray. It's a very simple recipe. In this bowl I've got 2 cups of self-raising flour. If you don't have self-raising flour, you use plain flour and add some baking powder to it. And in this bowl, I've got 1 beaten egg, 1 cup of milk, and a cup of oil. You can use a cup of melted butter, but I use just olive oil, or in this case I've used canola oil. And also I mentioned in here half a cup of sugar, so I use raw sugar. And down here I've got the cranberries, just normal cranberries here, and just for something different I'm also going to add some orange flavoured cranberries as well. So what I'm going to do now, I've already mixed the milk, the beaten egg and the oil in this bowl, and I'll now slowly combine it into the flour and sugar mixture and then add it into the baking bowl. And I'll come back and I'll show you when we're at that stage. Right, the mixture's now been transferred into the baking bowl, and as you can see there's some of the cranberries just on the top, and you can also see the baking paper in it. So as I said before, it's now going to go into the oven, which has been preheated at 180 degrees centigrade, just around about 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'll put this timer on for an hour, but it may not take that length of time. We'll check it as we go near the end with a metal skewer. So I'll come back later. Okay, the muffin loaf has been in for just over 30 minutes now, so we'll just have a look at it in there. You can see it's risen quite nicely, and it's starting to go, well, it is a nice brown on the top. And what I will do, I will lift the lid off and I'll use my metal skewer just to test how it's going. So I suspect it will still be not fully cooked, and the thing about using the glass bowl does mean that it does take a little bit longer to cook. A metal baking tray would be better, but I just tend to use the glass bowl just so people can see what's happening inside the oven, and you can also see the baking paper. You can also look closely there and you can see some of the cranberries you can see through the side of the bowl. So we'll now take the lid off and have a look with the skewer. Right, the lid's now off. You can see it's nice and brown on the top. We'll put the skewer in right in the top, down through the centre, down to the bottom. Pull it out. Well, it is quite dry. I'd say it might be cooked. We'll just try them once again. Yep, definitely dry. So that's cooked. So that's taken just about 30 to 35 minutes. Yeah, just about 35. There it is there. So it started at 1 hour, and you can see it hasn't come up to the 35-minute mark yet. So that's quite good. So what I'll do, I'll get it out of the oven, and I'll put it on a tray to cool, and then a rack I should say to cool, and then I'll slice a piece. Okay, the muffin loaf is now cooled, and it's come out very nicely. You can see it there. Looks really good. You can see that the cranberries are nice and scattered throughout the loaf. It's got a nice browning on the top, and it looks very nice. So what I'll do is I'll now do a couple of slices, and you can see what it looks like on the inside. Okay, I've now done a couple of slices, and you can see the cranberries are nice and scattered throughout the loaf. And there's a couple of the slices there. The first one did break a little bit. That was my fault, the way I was cutting it. So I mainly did this video just to show the versatility of the convection oven, because as I said at the start of the video, you can't fit a full-size muffin tray into the convection oven. So this is exactly the same recipe that I use for muffins cooked in a normal wall oven, and the recipe would give you roughly 12 to 18 muffins depending on the size of your muffin tray. So this just shows another way you can do it, using the loaf pan and you get a really good result. Okay, so that's come to the end of the video, so I hope that you really enjoyed it, and looking forward to seeing you again with another video soon. Thank you, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.